scholarships there. And that's the thing. That's why you, as an instructor, charging more is actually good for the art and good for you, because it gives you money, it gives you freedom to train yourself, which brings me to my next part. Um, Here's a mental exercise, guys. It's super useful. I heard this in a business course, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. And think about it. Don't just throw this idea away. I want you to do this on your own. And this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna look at how much you charge, and imagine doubling that, and see how you feel about charging that much. So for me, I started at what, 2,000, 2,500 pesos a month, right? Because I was trying to match the local MMA places, right? So it was 2,500 a month, right? Not bad. Um, then I played with this idea. Let's double that, 5,000 pesos a month. Huh. I felt like that's a crazy price to be charging for Filipino martial arts. Initially, that's what I thought, right? But think about it. Then get over that idea that it's crazy. Just think like, okay, if I'm charging 5,000 pesos, I want my students to get their money's worth. I don't want to be a scam. I don't want to be cheating people. I want to give them their money's worth, right? So you give them their money's worth. Now you start thinking of ways of how to make it worth 5,000 pesos a month, right? Or in my case, 4,500 pesos a month, which is what I end up charging. What do you do? What's in the curriculum for that? Then you start doing that. You start creating a product. And honestly, if you don't think of Arnis Instruction as a product, then yeah, you're an amateur. And this video is probably making you shake your head and saying this guy's crazy. But there you go. Think about it. What is a 4,000, 5,000 peso class gonna look like? Right? Number one, you can't have an ugly, ugly training hall. Everything has to be clean. Not only clean, it has to look good. Your CR can't be, it has to be amazing. People must love to go in there. It's those little things. That's what a 5,000 pesos a month class feels like, right? When it comes to the content, you're going to give them the best content you can. And not only that, you're going to go out and you're going to go train yourself a bit more. You know, I've taken classes not just on arnis or martial arts, but I've taken classes on how to teach classes, because that's super important. Because anyone who's taught a big class, you'll end up running into the situation where half the class is super beginner, the other 1/4 is medium, and another 1/4 is like super advanced. How do you manage that class? That's what a 5,000 peso a month class looks like. It's one guy who's teaching 30 people, but he has full control. Like, oh, you guys are going to do this, you guys are going to do that. And everybody feels like they're getting the same amount of attention. Nobody feels left out. That's what a 5,000 peso class looks like. A 5,000 peso a month class is an instructor who's always dressed well. You don't wear your ratty training clothes. You don't wear frumpy shoes, right? That's the thing. And for me, obviously I'm fat, right? And that's something I'm trying to get over now. I used to be thinner. Guys who know me would know that. I used to be thinner like 2 years ago. And then, you know, a family tragedy happened. My mother died. I don't have any other vices other than food and maybe a bit of alcohol at the time. So that's what I did. Food and alcohol. Results. You know, better than what some people do, I suppose. So now I'm trying to cut it down. So that's another thing. I'm charging a lot of money. And then as an instructor, I go in front of kids and I can't be this fat in front of people whom I charge thousands of pesos for my class. I have to look good. So now I'm trying to lose weight. I'm actually going to places to lose weight, right? In my 20s, I could lose weight like that. But now, ooh, takes a lot of effort. So that's the thing. You know, I have to get there. My physical appearance, my presence has to look and match what I'm charging. And see how amazing that is. I could be fat and, you know, borderline alcoholic. And if I were teaching, what do you call this? A hobby class, doesn't matter, right? But since I'm charging here, my ability, everything else has to be up here. Next thing on my list, I've taken courses on how to teach martial arts. All right, like I said before. And the next thing on my list is I'm going to have to take, honestly, sports science classes. I was inspired by one of my friends, Suranjan. If you're watching this, sup. But yeah, this guy was amazing because I knew a lot of what he was saying. Because I understood what he was saying, like when we would talk about physicality, anatomy, range of motion, and all of that. I understood what he was saying, but the way he would frame it is amazing. Like it's a solid framework from top to bottom. And I'm like, how did you learn to do that? And he told me sports science. I studied sports science, and so for me, if I want to be in that level of instruction, I have to take a sports science class. And what does that mean? Going to UP or wherever, or Ateneo, wherever you can probably study sports science, that's what, 30, 50,000 pesos, right? For 2 sems? No, no. It doesn't, sounds too small. Let's say 30,000 pesos a sem for 2 sems, so 60,000 pesos, right? So that's a 60,000 peso investment. If you were a hobby trainer teaching people for fun, then investing 60,000 pesos on self-development, self-improvement, so that you can teach a class better doesn't make sense. But if you're charging 5,000 pesos a month, then investing 60,000 pesos in your own education makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Right? So, I've been ranting long enough. I hope my point has been driven in. That people who charge more, um, I believe, are more likely to help the art than people who charge very little. People who charge more will be more professional, typically. People who charge more for the long term, right? They are more likely to become professional. They have the ability to become more professional. They'll show up on time. They'll treat it like a job, you know, with all the professionalism attached to it. While someone who's doing it as a hobby, he might create a beautiful, fun environment, but he's gonna do it for only 3 to 5 people. Because honestly, being a hobby teacher, teaching more than 5 people is a pain, right? And you will notice that hobby teachers will teach really small classes. Um, Another thing, I have a friend. He's doing really amazing stuff with personal training, which is the other end of the spectrum. Amazing fee per session, doing really well for himself. And that's another thing. He's great at one-on-one. He doesn't like teaching big group classes, or he can. I know he can. But he's great at one-on-one, and people really feel that. They feel like they're getting their money's worth when he's teaching his one-on-one classes, and he can command a respectable price, right? And people learn, right? The art flourishes when people can make a living off it, right? So there we are, guys. I hope that's some food for thought. Sorry again for being too rambly. So have a good day and talk to you guys again.